Chad, baby, what's going on? As you can see, we've got a little bit of load shedding going on here at the moment. I'm just joking, but the boys have my lights. We obviously shoot a little bit of some campaigns. So when the boys get back, I'll get my lights back. So for now, I'm sitting here.
Bro, it looks like you're having a candlelight dinner by yourself in like a different room.
Yeah, Jay, so we just have to make it work for now. But nonetheless, we will obviously continue. So I hope you guys are doing well, had a nice weekend, you're rested up, ready to take some more TPs this week. Let's continue that bullish momentum we've been seeing lately. A lot has been happening on the charts by the look of it, so we're going to get into that, break that down. But Chris, first New York session of the week, how are you feeling for it, bro?
No, I'm feeling good. Obviously, both of us in the dark here. You're a little bit more in the dark than me. But yeah, interesting. Still have that Sunday gap open. We talked about the bullish order flow this morning on US 30 and on NAS. So quite interesting to see. Going to be an interesting day here.
There we have it. So before we get into this, as always, Chris, we opens up with a prayer, brother.
I will. Chad, give me 1 second here. Let's just bow our heads and pray here. Father, we just want to thank you for another day. Thank you for bringing us all back safely here. We pray and we invite you into the session to lead us and guide us into all truth. We pray for wisdom, insight. We also pray for your hand of blessing over us. We pray that you will go with our families as well. We pray that you will be with us during this entire week. We pray that you will bless everything we put our hand to, Father, for the glory of your name. And we just want to thank you for your grace and your mercies that are new every single day. I pray and I ask this in the mighty name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And if you believe it, Chad, you can drop amen right now in the chat.
Amen. There we have it. All right, Chad. So let's get into it. Start us off with the fundamental chat. Now, on Monday, it has been all over the place. Look at these red folders. These are more than we had, I think, the whole of last week. We had the PMIs coming out. So we had the French, the German, Euro, I think, and that is pretty much the end of it. I'm surprised there wasn't a pound.
There was a pound. Pound was at 12.
There, pound. There we go.
Pound
So
was at 12.
pound, yeah, 11:30. 3:45, so in 15 minutes after market open, we'll have the US coming out with theirs. So this is the big thing for us, guys. Last week we had a little bit of mixed volume, and you guys know I always talk about this. We have that where we trading and we don't have any fundamentals to give us that volume to drive us in clear direction. So hopefully today we're going to be catching some of those moves and getting us back in the right stride of things. So we'll see what happens there. 15 minutes, and then obviously Trump speaking again. So we'll see what happens there. But let's go to the charts, starting off with the dollar. Now, this is where it's interesting, guys. On the weekly, we had a nice bullish candle coming back, holding these levels. Thing for me is same as we talk about on daily. We took out the high. Now, again, we didn't really pull back dramatically, so that does leave it a little bit of a 50-50 for me. But trading into this key area, turning around and holding it. So very simply for me, what I'm going to say is on the weekly, what I'm going to look for, daily key level, we tested, we held, turned around. If we can hold above this monthly area, yeah, and start that bullish momentum, I can lean more bullish for the rest of the week. But if this was the move, us trying to go bullish after all the support and failing, you'll see over here, this is where I'm going to see it turn around. And again, this is where that volume from news events is going to come in, because either this is going to be us trying to price in and that volume is going to drive us right back down, or this is going to be the kicker and get the dollar to really start going bullish again. So going to be quite interesting seeing what this all plays out as. But it is a typical Monday, so we can still be neutral with our outlooks here. Again, how things happen for the rest of the day is definitely going to give us that idea. Going over to the indices, very, very big gap opens here. So the thing for me is when we start looking at on the weekly, we closed bearish, we held under that yearly pivot. Now the thing for me is I would want to stay bearish after that close. Obviously this gap is going to make things a little bit more interesting, but trading back up to a 20,000 psychological level and holding that monthly S1. So two things happen. We either are now completely going to go back bullish again, otherwise we're going to reject off of this, now as I said, with volume come back down to make the bottom wick over here and also close that gap. And if we go back to the yearly pivot, I completely will go bearish. So again, we want to see exactly what's going to happen after the news event, but we have the potential to trade bullish here. If we can also come back down, daily R2, weekly R1, we already are up 1.5% on the day, and now the markets are going to come alive. So it's going to be very, very interesting for us. When I look at the 15, why we also say this, because once we break underneath this daily R2, R1, coming back down to that psychological level at 20,000, if we come back down for them, we couldn't get away from that. Good chance this is the fake out for the week, and we're already going to be at that high of the week. So that's why we have that neutral idea. But if we can hold here, again, that bullish momentum can continue. Going over to the daily on US30, pretty similar stuff over there. Big thing is this one looks a lot more bullish for me. We obviously held that yearly. We are trading over there now. So again, yes, there's that gap. Gap is uncomfortable. The 200 is sitting in the gap. So again, makes it very, very uncomfortable for us. But we're going to see what happens there. But the bullish move isn't off the table for me. This one actually I like a little bit more than with NASDAQ. The big difference again coming in that this zone here, the weekly R1, we already are there. If we find rejection here back under daily R2 and we see those bearish move, maybe the cracker goes bearish, I won't mind the move necessarily, because in the same thing as NASDAQ, we can trade down. Asia lows untested, we could even go for that gap fill. But in the other instance, as I say, if this holds weekly R1, we could go bullish, and this is just going to be with that volume the complete driver. Then lastly, gold. Again, this thing is looking very, very much bullish. We spoke about this being the pullback. That was our nice pullback healthily over there, coming and grinding all the way back up. Weekly pivot, there's the zones, been trading from there. So when we look here on the 15, very simple one. I really like this over here, as you had Asia highs, Asia lows. You then had the EQ with the daily pivot, holding nicely. Now holding at 200. As long as we hold here above Asia highs, that's where I'm going to look to go long from when market open. Anything back under Asia highs, I don't really want to trade because of the daily pivot, EQ, weekly pivot. If we get under the weekly pivot, I'll look at potential sells just because Asia lows untested. But other than that, we are looking for the buys above Asia highs. But that's everything from me. Chris, over to you, brother.
Keeks, we need to start selling bots so we can pay the electricity and you don't have to stream with the candle. But anyways, Chad, let's get straight into the charts. All right, DXY, for the guys that missed it this morning, we spoke about us potentially being bullish. I'm still bullish while we hold above this zone that was clear cut and ready. So holding that zone, can we get the move now to the upside? Quite a deep pullback into that weekly pivot, daily S1. Now starting to make its move to Asia highs. So Asia highs is going to be my key level for the session. We can start breaking through there. I do see the dollar coming back strongly today. US 100, NASDAQ. Every time I want to say US 30. Like I mentioned, NASDAQ for me currently is obviously bullish while we are trading above the previous daily high. However, we are on our way to the monthly S1 as well as that 200 daily EMA. So things are still a little bit tricky with that open gap. 15-minute time frame. We spoke about it this morning while we were here. I don't know who of you guys were on stream this morning of a potential buy stop there, with that volume to just push through, because there were a lot of sell limits there and we expected the sell limits to be run through. That happened exactly. Then we started holding above the daily R2. So it is looking like a trend day. So need to be very careful. In the same vein, we've gone one way. This is futures. We're up almost 1.6%. Markets only open in 12 minutes. So do we think that at a start of a week with, okay, this is quite high tier data, 27 minutes, with that data coming out, are we going to continue to drive, or is this basically your top wick for the weekly? So for me, very simple, going into the session, whatever happens here at the monthly S1, that's going to dictate what I want to see for the rest of the session. US 30 on the daily, also still bullish. I mentioned to you guys on the daily candle as well. This for me is a bullish hold above a minor break of structure. If we look left, also now trading above that 200 no test on the backside. So I do expect at some stage that we are going to pull back to retest that 200 daily EMA. Lower time frame, same thing this morning. We were talking about the bullish order flow, a little bit of a knee jerk there, but eventually getting to your weekly R1 and daily R2. Very simple for me. Whatever we do in this zone right here, that's going to dictate what's going to happen for the rest of the session. Holds above, super bullish. We're going for that daily zone. There's about almost 130 pips we can catch there. Start rejecting. I'm taking this down all the way to Asia lows. Even that gap fill today could be a big one potentially either way. Gold on the daily. We are still bullish on the weekly. Weekly is still bullish. We mentioned that we still have that weekly wick fill. Daily, I mentioned to you guys, I am bearish with the idea that we've got a confirmed resistance. We're going to either need to form some type of support, or we're going to actually need to drive through that resistance and give us a daily break. Currently, very choppy on gold. This morning, we took some buys just above these 15-minute highs. I got stopped out at break even. There was only about 20 pips in this, then rejected, came down. This 200 still holding strong as a rejection zone. Looking on the 30, this is what we're currently working with, guys. I just want to switch off this indicator. Unfortunately, you cannot buy it. We give it away for free. So, anyways. Okay, 30 minutes. If we can close below this zone, shorts are definitely on the table and we can see a continuation to the downside. Holds above this zone, I'm looking for the longs back into this range. Remember, we spoke about these two ranges this morning. Let me just do this quickly. So we were looking at these two ranges. So currently we in this range here. Let me just clean that up. So we've got range 1 and we've got range 2. So once we close back inside there, I would expect gold to go up. Closures back below into range 3, I expect price to continue down. All right, so a little bit of a chop area here for me. No trade zone. I'm going to have to wait and see what we do here. Breaks below, bearish. Holds above, bullish. Very simple for me on gold. GU. Daily, we spoke about it, still being bearish. We said that there is our 3 zones that we are looking at. That is your potential bullish zone. Bearish zone, is that the pullback just for the week? And now we continue to drive down. Could be. If we start trading back inside of this Asia range, right there, we are going all the way back down lower to Asia lows and even further to your daily S1. So everything's going to hinge around Asia highs and what's happening there. GJ, last one, last but not least, daily. I mentioned to you guys, I'm bullish, seeing that we're holding that 200 daily EMA. We're breaking above previous daily highs. If we can hold that momentum, things could go to the upside. However, this 194 is quite problematic for price currently. I don't see this necessarily as a valid rejection. I see that as liquidity. And I do feel like once we break through that, the sellers are going to give up. So either the sellers need to take control of the market now, after trading there from about 9 o'clock till about 2:45. The bears had all of this opportunity to capitalize on a move down. And what are you seeing on the charts? They are not capitalizing. They cannot take it away from that level. So what do we expect then? If sellers can't take control from a strong key level like that, once the bulls take control, they are actually going to run price away, and we're going to find ourselves trading at the daily R2 a little bit later today. So for me, sells only below previous daily high and daily R1 down there. Only sells below there, and then you can monitor it zone for zone as we go down. But currently, I wouldn't touch it in here. I would only get involved above 194, and I'll get involved below here. All right, in between your chop city, so you don't want to be there. And then just quickly looking at bookmap, we've got 5 minutes left. Just going to look at what the order flow is doing for the rest of the day. Gold order flow is still net positive. We're back at VWAP. We are back at that zone we were earlier today. So again, point of control sitting firmly here. A lot of buyers stepping in here. So that's going to be quite interesting, seeing a lot of buying. Potentially getting involved here on VWAP. I just want to check what the gold chart is doing. Yeah, very, very interesting. A lot of buy volume. We'll see if that follows through. Then US 30, net bullish, but starting to reject here at these highs. Sellers starting to step in here. I think there was some sell stops run there. Point of control for this session is literally where we are trading at now. That is our point of control. We've got a little bit of a low volume node, and then our secondary point of control is there. And then I'm almost done here, Kigo.
It's chill, bro.
Why can't I edit? Sorry, chat. I just wanna clean up here. Yeah, there we go. So still holding above VWAP. Sellers starting to come in here. Only 611 cons to the upside. There's our point of control where we are at now. And then NASDAQ, we are looking at NASDAQ super bullish. Almost 4,000 cons to the upside, 3,750. Point of control is still where it was this morning, all the way down here. Once we started trading above VWAP, quite a bit of volume all the way down here. So the move down could be somewhat knee-jerk because we've got these little pockets of volume where there are orders sitting, people that are actually in trades. So we've got about 3 zones that we will need to monitor to the downside. And I think once we're below VWAP, then we can go and challenge that point of control. That's if we go bearish. But US 30 is obviously the one that we want to monitor here at this point of control. But that is it from my side, Kigo.
All right. We've basically got 3 minutes left, guys. Till market open.
Did they bring the light and not set it up for you?
Yeah, that's how our boys work, yeah. But we've got 3 minutes left. Chris, I don't know this time because I'm expecting a bit of a big move here. So can you have bookmap open there? I want to see if that volume confirms what I'm looking at.
This is like we said, this could be, bro.
If this gives us...
I almost... The cracker chart was almost now.
So we want to see if this will play out. If there's volume behind it, bro, I'm all in today.
US 30. 2 minutes, bro, now I need to pee. Why? Chad, yeah, things are heating up between Otruno and Sahil. Joe Keeks.
Hey, bro, Sahil is putting the pressure on.
Things are super heated there. I don't know how we got caught in the middle of it, but we are happy to facilitate where we can. We are more than happy. Keeks, wait around. I'm just going to throw on your screen quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just so scared I catch on nonsense here with the crack.
That's fine. As long as just tell me on that market open if there is volume coming in or not.
Hey, Sahil, that man.
Lyndon, I think they've got to get a few things in order first before they can have that trade-off.
Oh, these boys are talking some decent money, so it's not just pop and lock. It's
that's going to be done properly legally.
Yeah, we're gonna
just
make
with
sure
the money and
we're gonna make sure things are done the right way. I think it could be fun though. I think the boys are obviously a little heated. That's understandable. We are men. Testosterone is flowing. But make it fun, man. 500k wager. That is decent.
yeah.
That is decent. I'm gonna get everything. No. It's man against man.
Do you have the horn there, brother?
I do. It's man against man. Trinique didn't want to do the bots. Sorry,
And
bro.
you know, Chad, it's funny for me. The man who's known for the bots didn't want to trade with the bots.
No, you said man to man. Alrighty, Chad, we've got 5 seconds.
All right, Chad, that's it. Markets open. Round 2, fight.
Round 1, fight.
Let's see. How's that volume looking?
Sellers trying to step in here. Delta dropping. Currently almost at VWAP. Second point of control there, so VWAP is going to be the most likely one. But you know what I would love, and I know you would love that as well. You know, I know
what it is. That's why I said I wanted to see volume, because if it went the other...
Now I would
see the other situation play out, then it's just a waiting game, but I will still take it then.
Okay, so I'm just going to mute. Alright, chat. Sellers are stepping in here. Buyers are also trying to step in here equally. Currently holding below VWAP. Buyers coming in now quite hot. Let's check gold quickly. Oi, okay, gold delta going positive here. Got to keep an eye on gold, guys. Do not throw gold away. Daily pivot currently holding. Very interesting, that VWAP. If we get a test there on VWAP, I might go for it on the 1 minute. See if we can start to push higher. As the delta is net positive. And then US 30. US 30, interesting one. I want to see what NAS is doing quickly on the delta. NAS dropping on some buy volume here. Very, very interesting. So buyers getting absolutely absorbed here by the sellers. That is very, very interesting. But US 30, let's go. Oh, that P, dude. I might miss it if I go P. Backhand chats. Got a murder cell on that open. Jord. Brian, I think he makes quite a bit of money selling Widen. No, the compliance team will absolutely no. I don't want the business to get involved. No, it's a financial institution. You don't want it to be involved with. The situation is a little volatile. I think if it was in a not even a better spirit, but this guy, I don't even know Hillbrow was still a thing though. Guys out of Hillbrow, they don't play. Oh, it's tough scenes out there.
I swear, like, you could write literally have a dope ass movie about forex traders in South Africa.
Sure. Keegan needs to drive with me in the mornings to work. Tail me. See that nobody jumps me. Keeks.
I gotta watch out here. It's a dangerous game here. Apparently, if you're a forex trader in South Africa, everyone's out to get you.
Bro, I'm on the wrong chart. Okay, but it's now, eh? Alrighty. Backhand chats. I'd love to see the trade-off. Supercar rental companies. Bro, I don't even know where they rent. I honestly want to rent one of these cars, gigs.
Yeah.
Just to like feel it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
because I honestly feel like if you've driven the car once, then you got that feeling. My brother, on the other hand, is his own rental car company because he just buys the cars, drives them for a month, and then gets a new one.
I'll give it to him, bro. He's holding on to this one for a while.
He technically has got his own like supercar rental company.
This one and the Lambo were the longest he held cars on since I've known him.
His first 911 he had, I think he had it for 2 weeks. And then, 4 M3s. I think this is his 5th one. The M3 is the daily now. I realize.
Yeah.
The GT3 Touring is the weekend car, and then the family car is the Cayenne GTS. Bro, that's a sick garage. And then the Bucky,
and the Wildtrak
is,
X.
the Wildtrak X is just the daily workhorse. Bro, that's a proper garage.
Hey. Gents, the wealthiest men around aren't wearing Gucci and all that cack. It's worms with the shorts and pluckies from Mr. Price.
Yeah. So I don't want to mention his name, but I've told you guys about the one. Let's just say the one gentleman. He obviously wears very expensive suits when he's at the office and he's seeing clients and he's with lawyers and all of that. But any other day where he doesn't have meetings, that man is in a hoodie, one of those gym shorts, and lifting shoes. And I'm like, what a dude.
What's that volume telling us now, bro?
Salazar stepping in big here, bro.
We want to see what these boys do now.
Salazar stepping. I am gonna say though, Keegs, sellers are struggling to take it down though. So the sell volume is coming up, but price is not going down. And this is literally, if you take it for the last 2 hours, this is our current point of control. So where we are now, this is literally point of control now. So we're gonna have to see. It's either gonna pump massively from here, or this thing is just gonna start dying here. News at 3:45, correcto. Chad, very interesting spot here. Currently holding above the 200. Weekly R1, daily R2. This is quite a big level. More buyers currently here than sellers. So it's going to be interesting. What is NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ, massive buyers off these lows. Massive buying, stepping in. That engulfing candle there. Just new high on the delta. A lot of buying going on here.
Cracker, no trade today, guys. Just letting you know. I said to the guys I wanted to see something specific. Didn't happen. So I told the guys no trade.
Alright, Chad, point of control currently breaking above here. News in 4 minutes. That is going to be very, very interesting. We've got PMIs coming out in 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Expecting manufacturing to soften from previous, and expecting services to jump a little bit, 0.2. So just be aware data is coming out. And currently holding at 200. I don't want to really trade into a news event. So just be very careful if you are going to front run this news event, because things can go south real quick. Gold. Okay. Sellers stepping in here on gold. Let's check the 15.
USD putting the pressure on now.
Let's check here. Gold. There's that zone, chat. 3 minutes. There's that zone we spoke about. Weekly pivot. Same level from this morning. Might need to wait for the 30. Once the 30 closes below that level, go for the short potential. Otherwise, 15 close below. Also happy to take the short. So let's see. US 30. Relatively, we're actually chopping here, Keegs. If you look on the volume delta here, Chad, this is just churning here. So you can almost see this as accumulation, because we made a high on the volume delta and we've basically made a low, and we're trading in the middle there. So just
Chris,
be...
you won't sell now.
So sell now.
It's a sell.
So I go for it. No, but it's still 3 minutes till the... Okay, sellers are coming in now. What's that do it? For vibes.
For vibes.
For vibes.
This is where we need Mo. What's the vibe saying?
Look, technically the delta is still positive. So we're trading above VWAP. We're trading above that point of control. But we are trading into a tier 3 news event.
Yeah. And that's never good. No risk, no Rari. That's the way.
Ravens is a rental. Because, bro, I don't know where Soil gets the time and energy.
With everything he's already doing.
Bro, I don't even have time for any of that anymore. Oh. Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where the boys get the time. And these restaurants are busy.
Yeah.
Be honest, are you in the shorts? Just be honest with
no.
us. You don't have to lie. Just
Promise,
tell
I
us.
promise I'm not.
Yo, this is going to be interesting.
If this thing just nukes down now, bro.
This is going to be...
He never owned it. Owned what?
What's that now?
Let's see.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oof. So they come out hot.
Whoa, services, big jump, almost 5.6 deviation. Manufacturing, also quite a big miss, so mixed data, Chad. Manufacturing missing, services coming out hotter than expected. I almost think that the manufacturing is going to have a bigger effect than the services. But let's see, nothing done as of yet. Nasdaq getting a little bit of a pump there, little pump fake.
Keegan Joe Ash with a Rocket X. Y'all, Joe Ash never owned Rocket X. And
No, it was just
neither
a
of them owned
face.
it.
Just faces for the brand. Where's gold? Chad, yeah, gold. Unfortunately, that 15 closed right on that zone. No top wick, breaking lower. You could see this going downtown. I'm going to have to wait for the 30-minute. We'll see where this 30-minute candle closes. Then order flow is going bearish currently. We are trading below that point of control. So we can see a potential move to the downside. It's just a case of where we get our entry. US 30, a little bit of no man's land here. Keegs with that mixed data. What do you make of it?
The thing is, for me, that literally the mixed data makes it a bit weird. Yeah, I'd still like to see the sell from there, but again, that mixed data just makes it very confusing for now. So I'm gonna need to see some type of entry criteria, and then let's say maybe see a volume coming in behind that to take that trade.
I want to say if this 15 can literally tap this weekly R1 and reflip bullish, that is a potential trade. This candle flipping back bullish, then, but again, there's only about 70. Okay, that's not bad. 70 points. What's got the biggest weight though? Think manufacturing or services? I think manufacturing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, NAS coming up here, Chad. A lot of buy volume coming in here. 1.78%. A lot of buy volume. 436 cons, about 100 points higher. So we're gonna need to check the US 30. US 30, Chad. US 30 struggling. NAS making new highs on the Delta. And then gold, we're going to have to wait for...
Yeah, no 15. Red folders.
We're going to have to wait for this 15, Chad. 15 to close. See what's going to happen there.
Yeah, and if you did the risk interview, my brother, they mentioned everything there.
Chad, I want to... Keegs, hear me
Yeah,
out. 15 minutes. The US 30 breaking that, basically that pre-news high. With the expectation now that we're going to drive into that daily zone.
I do like it. But again, I'd want to see... Like now, if this thing flips bullish, again, I like it, but I want to see that volume come with it as well. Because we've seen it before. If this thing starts pumping, no volume behind it, is that the fake out?
Chad, yeah, here's what I'm considering looking at NAS. NAS is the leader. Almost 5,200 cons. US 30. Dude, I might go for it.
Oh, Tian, okay, I'm thinking because you mentioned, I thought you live. So when you're in the challenge phases, you can still do it. Obviously, you don't want to create those bad habits. I'm not saying do it when you're in the challenge phases. But technically you can there. That's just when you live, you'll blow up. So just avoid it. But yeah, I mean, a good trader altogether won't trade in a news event. So it's up to you.
Yeah, there's little to no volume here, Chad. I'm gonna see if we break these news highs with volume. If we break it with volume, how much time do we have left? 10 minutes here. Okay, Delta coming alive here.
Okay, US 30 trying to take those highs.
Alright, volume Delta. I might need to pee. Might need to pee.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Will I still be penalized if my trade hits TP on a red folder? No, as I said, you can trade during the challenge phases. It's only once you live, then you cannot do anything during a news event. No account.
Closing.
Yeah.
No activity.
No execution, no nothing. So, yeah, when it's a challenge phase, doesn't matter. You won't be penalized for anything. But the minute it's live, you can't touch it during a news event.
Keys, I have to go pee quick, eh? I have to. Sorry.
Go for it. The cucks thing is, if you're a swing trader, you have to close your orders. No, you don't. So, Ned, that's the whole thing we talk about when we say that no account execution. So, when it comes to execution, that means nothing can be triggered. So, you can't have a buy limit, a stop limit, a buy stop, a sell stop, nothing. You cannot move your stop loss to break even. You cannot have a TP be hit, because anything that's a market execution on that account will trigger that you traded news. So if you're a swing trader, you can do it, but that means you literally, for the window, you have to have it open. So no stop loss, no TP. And obviously that must be set before the time. So because again, even if you open it and then set it like 2 minutes before news, that will breach it. So it has to be done long beforehand. So let's say you in it 20 minutes already before the news event. Make sure there's no stop loss TP, and if let's say the trade even goes in your favor, you can't close out in profits. You need to at least give it like it's 3 minutes. So let's even just say 5 minutes. You know you're safe. Then only adjust anything like that. So a swing trader, you can do it, just no executions. You mustn't trade or manage a trade during a live phase. Yeah. Alright, there we go. There's those. And there comes the buy orders, guys. There they come in. They need to break it though. If it doesn't break, that's a bit of a problem. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that, Chad. Yeah. Broke the highs and your volume came. He in. Hey, there it's going. Okay, just wanted to make sure no touching the trade until after 5 minutes or before 5 minutes, so rather remove everything if I hold trade as long. Yeah. But as I said,
Chad, I took a rip on the longs.
Yeah, so TN, but again, once you do get to the live phase, before you get it, you will have a risk interview, and the risk interviewer will break down all that stuff for you.
Chad, I'm going to give it a swing here. We are at weekly hours. We add the data. There is that nice jump of volume. We are on the edge of the volume shelf. Let's see if we can run it higher. We have that daily level there. I might be liquidity, but there's that daily level that I do think we are going to test. Or I hope we tested. I can be liquidity, like I said. 100% could be the liquidity here, but also on the other hand, you got to keep it. We're on the edge of that volume shelf. We had a nice pump of volume confirming that break, and now we want to see the 78 points to the upside.
Well, I was about to say there, are you trading a negative RR now?
No, 1-to-1,
okay.
1.3. So 1-to-1 there. If we can get it, I'm happy. That is the trade.
No problem, yeah, no problem, brother.
Nasdaq, obviously a lot of sell limits up there on Nas. What is gold doing? Oof, gold coming all the way back now, holding that level on the 15. Same level we held this morning there.
We said the weekly pivot, guys.
Yeah, I'm not going to get involved with it here. Like I said, my two zones are here. Breaks above that zone, that 200 EMA, and then breaks below here for the sell. So we're going to have to wait and see on gold. And then US 30, let's see if we can get a little bit of a melt up here.
Yo, the dollar, oh my word.
Crashing.
Bro.
down.
No, it's taking names, bro. This thing's a rocket ship.
Yeah, we did say bullish dollar. Chad, we did say bullish dollar. Anything now, though, is dollar and indices going together. GU, we haven't even looked at GU. Oof, there's G. Did something come out now as well?
No, it was just that, and then obviously Trump is talking, I think, later.
GJ, let's check GJ. Oh, Chad, there's what we were talking about, that liquidity. Like I mentioned, if you weren't in class when we started the streams, Chad, I'm going to actually kill this trade. US 30 killed it for 0.1% out of it. Just killed the trade. Sorry, guys. Just killed it now. Literally there. Almost at break even, 0.1%. Yeah. Not getting a move on you. Remember what we said at session highs. Once you break, you want to see volume. I killed it for minus 0.1. Yeah, 0.1%. Basically at break even now. No volume coming in here at this stage. Delta actually going down. So you can go for it, but it's a risky play, especially with the dollar now starting to move to the upside. GJ, let's quickly look at GJ 15. I just want you guys to understand my thinking around when I see something like this and sellers not taking control. Why I see that as an area where price can punch through is, think about it this way. If you can't get the advantage from a point, especially a strong level like 194, what do you think is going to happen eventually? We always talk about that hitting the same level. At one stage, that level is going to give up, and like it did now. So, could be a trade here, but how GJ has been trading, I don't know. We'll see. And then gold. Gold still chopping. How much time do we have left? 2 minutes. Let's see if gold closes below that weekly pivot and that zone there. Then we can check it out. US 30 guys running on fumes here. I'm not going to lie to you. Delta going down, price going up on negative volume. So do not trust that at all. Just a little disclaimer there for you guys. Could run up, but I wanted to see that thing pump when I entered. And then Nasdaq as well, guys. I don't know if you guys can see the volume delta there. Just sideways volume. No fresh volume coming in there. So just be very aware. Things can very easily turn into something ugly up there. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute.
See this thing, give us something, yeah.
1 minute. We got 240 plus likes this morning. Can we beat it this afternoon, Chad? Yeah, if you would be so kind, drop a like. You don't have to subscribe on your first date here with us. A little choppy, Keeks. Okay, no problem. I'm still gathering data at the moment, bro. Keeks, just walk through Chris holding there. No. Brian, I don't like it, that the fact that we're going down on the volume. So, yeah, you don't want to see this happening at a weekly, daily. No. That's why I killed it quickly. All right, Chad, we might get that 30-minute candle closure here on gold. Here we go. All right, Chad.
I've seen a little bit now. You're a little live there.
Little naglets. Chad, I almost think we missed gold because this thing is lagging.
What's that gold?
Oh no, I'm talking shit. Sorry, 30-minute close there. No, we didn't miss it.
Are you going to short it?
If we get a 15 close below this weekly, I want to short. If we get a close below this weekly pivot on the 15, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, I'm looking, I might take the short in USD.
I'm just going to throw on your screen quickly while you're looking at Kigo.
A little reversal, yeah.
A little reverse nugget.
A little reversal.
Okay.
We got a plan, yeah, Chad. I must say I like the gold cells as well. Those gold cells look good. We said there, Chad. Just an idea. If it is under weekly pivot, Asia lows. As Chris would say, the low-hanging fruit.
We should actually already be in the cells, but I'm going to wait for 15. Because that's why we're not getting likes. We're trading on the 1 minute.
Hey, I'm on the 5 minute, yeah, bro.
Crebo landing station will start early from Monday. Yebo.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Carl James, LLC.
LL James, Carl James. LLC James Carl.
Hey, Carl, we're going to throw you into this trader mix here, bro.
I have an idea for next merch. You know those lines prison inmates draw with a couple of lines and then scratch out if the diagonal line, the scratch out must be failed.
Yeah.
Yo.
That would be quite crazy, eh? Like, actually, when you think of that, like, on the shirt, they're like all of the faces of the fake gurus, and then they're all chalked.
So you're not supposed to manage your trade? No, I don't think Manla is getting it. Manla, once you're funded, there should be no activity on your account during the 2 minutes before and 2 minutes after the news event.
Literally just the live phase.
The live phase. Once you are live funded, not your phase 1 or phase 2. It's not saying you're not supposed to manage your trade. There should be no activity during the news window. Similar to FTMO, similar to the majority of the prop firms. Just no activity. All right.
US may sell gold to buy Bitcoin. Do you Oaks rate gold will see a pullback and accumulation period over the next 5 years?
It's a long phase, Austin. 5 years is a long phase, my dude.
How much, if we're talking 5 years, brother, how much of a pullback are we talking here?
Only 2 minutes. I thought, no, not 30. Guys, where's the 30 minutes? It's 2 minutes. It's just while the spreads open up.
Yeah.
You don't want to get orders slipped. You don't want to get stop losses slipped. It's just to protect the traders.
Austin, I'd probably say worst, hey. Like, I would say 2000s, maybe like a 2600. I don't know about like low 2000s.
I honestly don't think gold is going lower, dude.
No, not like there, but I'm saying, I mean, depending.
I've been bullish on gold for like the last 3 years, and it's to do with the cycle we're in.
The only reason I would say is, let's just say in the next 3 years, crypto becomes like something stupid. Like restaurants, you are now paying with crypto. Like it's everywhere. Then
but that's the thing they don't actually want. Because if you think about the entire experiment of cryptocurrency, is that it was supposed to be unregulated and it's decentralized. So in order to make crypto usable and everything, you have to centralize it. So you're taking it from something that was meant to be decentralized, and now so it's a complete counter. It's counterintuitive, because now you already what they're trying to do with if you think about the tax regulation with crypto, is now they are starting to regulate it. Now it's starting to become centralized and not decentralized.
Victor, yeah, the guys do share. There's just two people there that think they like the heads of the group, which they're not. I wouldn't take their trades if I was you, but everyone else, you'll know who they are. I think anyone that's in the Discord will know who the two people I'm talking about. But yeah, I wouldn't follow their trades.
Talk. Okay.
But the rest of the time, you can follow the rest of the... Well, not follow, but you can look at their trade ideas.
Ask Mullet Bradell, he seems to know. About what?
Wait, what are we talking about?
Ask Mullet, US must sell gold to buy Bitcoin. Talk to the hand. No, look.
Oh, about gold. Fort Knox gold is all sitting in Chris's basement.
Bro, there's speculation that there's not a lot of gold sitting in Fort Knox. That's why Trump wants to open up the vaults. Because what would actually happen if they find out that the US is not sitting on a lot of gold reserves? That could punish the dollar, firstly, and that's going to skyrocket gold, because all of a sudden there was supply you thought was in circulation, and now that supply is not there. Yeah. So you were working with X amount of supply, and now you find out that supply is not there. What do you think is going to happen? That's a technical decrease on paper of the supply. That's going to skyrocket the price of gold. So that further fuels the idea.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, so that...
Oh, he's talking about that monthly...
Yeah, that freaking crazy trade.
Sure, no, the boys are... I've never seen that. That is quite good.
That's literally not even trading. That is investing now.
Oh, that's insane.
Monthly candles looking like a 5 minute.
I think that's like 3 years.
Yeah, I think it was 2021 or something.
I think that is where maybe stacked positions and the account blew, and it's like that, you just left it. And then later on when you come back, you're like, oh shit, that one position survived. And it's like, damn, bro, I'm going to use this on Instagram. No, I'm kidding. I'm not saying that's what happened to Chris, but that's what would have happened to me. Like, account, you think like, this thing is gone. And that one position, God is just like, I've got you, Chris.
Yeah, Kyle,
you know, bro, that's
why I don't know why guys are so like tryhards on Bitcoin and all this stuff. Like, I was buying gold back in like the 1800s when I was just a thought of like my great grandfather one day. Yeah, these guys are all trying to flex on Bitcoin nowadays.
Why didn't you buy Bitcoin when I was in the womb?
Yeah.
I was out here doing entrepreneurship.
My first birthday.
While you were still a seedling.
There was no Lego sets. I wanted gold.
On my first birthday, I got earbuds so I can network and drive. Now I just network and I drive in an Uber.
I bought gold before it was gold.
Still zero swap. Does gold have cuck, man? Gold doesn't have zero swap.
No, I think he's talking about it on the post.
What post?
On Chris's.
Oh, the $7 swap.
Yeah.
Hey man, Chad, you guys always want to stir the pot on this. I don't want to get involved with all this.
We already got involved in Trinique now.
I don't want to get involved with this rigmarole. This rigmarole.
I had that last year on gold. I thought I blew an account, closed MetaTrader, and 3 weeks later, saw the position was running nice profit. It paid for holidays.
Yay! Look at that.
I've been trading since MetaTrader 1. You know the best thing,
Bro,
Chad?
was there ever a MetaTrader one?
I have no clue. When I started
Bro.
trading, I only knew MetaTrader 4. But like, it would make sense. There would have had to be a 1, 2, 3.
Why the 4 though? Maybe the guys that started it
It's
were
4
4
guys.
guys, and they said MetaTrader 4 for the 4 of us.
Maybe.
Because you think about FTMO, it's the 4 guys: the F, the T, the M,
Right,
the O.
I'll talk about that. So the fact Ed's saying there now, he's never gotten that lucky. Chad,
Yeah,
Ed
I'm
is
blown
lying.
enough.
Ed is lying to you, bro. When was it? End of last year. Ed held a gold trade, which did like Ed. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Like $60, and he literally took that trade, and of course that trade was the trade he was like, we're just gonna take it for vibes. So you put like 100 Rand on the trade. So you make so little on it, but that's like your biggest trade of your life. Where like if you just took your normal risk management on any trade and you took it on that trade, that would have paid for his GO86. But that was the trade he put like nothing on. Ed, correct me, bro. I know you know what trade I'm talking about. That wasn't like I planned it to a T. It was a $250 move, dude. See, Chad, like...
Bro, go back to the days when the boys were training off their phones. Literally telephones.
Hello, put me in a position, this.
Alright, so the bid is currently there and the ask, where do you want to get filled? Put me in 100 cons. No, Chad, this industry is... Hey, man, it's crazy. This industry is wild.
Hey, just think about it. That could have been the GR86. That could have been it right there.
Bro, but did you see the guy that was first on the Forex World Cup that finished third? So Oaks went and said he's grid trading. So that way you just stack as price goes against you. You just stack the shit out of it, no stop, but he trades. Remember I told you he trades small lots. So Chad, this guy, I've never seen anything like it. He's got a Fibonacci thing. I want to show you guys. It literally looks like circles. It's like there's a circle. It almost looks like UFO rings. So I don't know where he takes it, but then he literally, it looks like all of these rings, and then he trades it on a 2 weekly chart, Keeks. So you'll check and it'll be like, we at this ring, he's starting to stack shorts up until that ring, and then to come back here. And then I was like, bro, don't tell me you're grid trading and you trading with these rings.
Bro,
I must actually try and find it on Twitter quick.
Remember when we were making our indicator?
Yeah.
And at the time, there were 2 other people that tried to steal our boy to have indicators made for them.
Yeah.
Now, not the one, but the other one. Do you remember what that indicator looked like, bro? That thing, Chad. Like, I literally don't have words to say it without clearly giving away who it is.
Okay. Okay, now I know. What was
Like, that's what I'm
that?
saying. If you have to say anything about it, you give away who it is.
What was the guy's name? Chad, the Canadian trader. Yeah, Asher.
Yeah.
But here's the thing though, he did flipping well. You should have just parked the bus.
Who's leading the Robins at the moment?
Bro, I think he might be back in the mix there. Eh?
Hold on, who's leading Robins now?
Asher David. Yes, bro, that guy. No, I think he's leading it again. Dude, I think he is leading it. He's already up. Okay, no, this month, this year. Yeah, bro. This guy's an absolute monster. I don't know what over is. This guy's an absolute... Bro, don't tell me these are all...
On X yesterday, on what to do analysis on next, and NASDAQ was the winner, so here it is. So...
So on Forex, Bashar Al-Mazouk is number 1. And on futures, it's Kurt Strassel. When that is a Capion, is that still a?
Let's check your standings.
Yes, bro. I don't know any of these
Oh,
guys that are in
damn.
the top 5.
Bashar Al-Marzouk, 255. Jeez Louise.
Kuwait.
Bro, that is a monster return. That is disgusting,
Bro,
Kicks.
from January to March.
Bro, that is disgusting.
from January
Bro,
to
that
March.
is filthy. So I think that Asher guy is top 10 because his return is currently 78%, so it's just outside of the...
Yeah.
Basically, Carl, bro, that is... So you've been checking it, that Poopal Fib strat. It looks like a big toilet seat that's got a lot of rings. Bro, but that guy needs to be studied, man. Holy...
I don't think they have a drawdown rule on it, eh? I think you trade till you blow. Blow or blow.
Yeah, you can blow up. Chad, if you think about it, let's think about it realistically. How many times were you right on a trade, but your stop was too tight? So let's say you can get the general idea correct of where price is going to go, and you give yourself, your trade, enough room to breathe. Not trying to get the max amount of volume on your trade, but more so getting the direction right. How many of you think you would be better traders? Having bigger stops and actually giving the trade enough room to breathe. Let's say within a daily range.
Sorry, bro, just to add to that quickly. So that guy is 255%, 255.5% up from January to March, alright? Do you know what the percent was for the guy that won last year?
360.
201.
Bro,
The
man.
guy this year is already past the guy that won last year.
Think about it this way, Chad. Think about it. Let's say you handled your trading account almost as a investment portfolio account, where you're not looking. And I'm not saying that is what you should do. I'm just asking the question here for you guys. If you think about it, let's say you take a gold trade, you take it based off the idea that you expect a bullish weekly run. You get some levels where you're going to scale into it, and you give that trade the entire week to play out. How many of you would be right? Just think about that. Because a lot of what we've seen statistically, firstly, guys that trade less are more profitable. And there's also a direct correlation between traders being more profitable with longer holding times. So the actual time that the trade is running is doing the work for them. And this is statistical stats. It's not just a thumb suck. So I'll be way more profitable. Not really, Jason. I think you'll see a lot of times we get killed in the chop. even if you took the opposite, at some stage you would have either hit break even or stops. The issue with us as traders is getting stuck in the chop. Like what chart is that, Keegs? US 30. So
That
we
was your
said,
move. Now you want to trade, yeah.
yeah, we said we liked the buys, but the only thing is we allow ourselves 60 points.
The thing is, Chad, if you look at it this way, for example, Christmas I've always said, like there, for example, you consolidated, there's your break above. This is where you want to see price now come in, volume come in, and that's all you've got. And I mean, for US 30, 20 pips,
Yeah, there's no volume there.
there's no
even
volume.
even
so
on bookmap.
why do you even want to get involved in this? So now you gotta just sit and wait. I think I should start doing that once I reach 100k plus in capital. This is where $5 grids actually changed my trading.
Hey,
trading
Brian.
chats. All they added was $5 grids.
Brian, those $5 grids are massive. If you've got volume on gold, Chad, you can literally, without a bias, you can trade the $5 grid without even having a bias. And you can literally just play on the probability. You can literally... Chris, did you see my WhatsApp? Fabs, I must just check. My WhatsApps are an issue. Holding profitable trades for multiple weeks feels less stressful than scalping if you hit a good entry. Since adding them, the game changed for me big time. Chris, can you please just get that WhatsApp? See, Chad, I do apologize. My WhatsApp is pretty chalked. I can't get it below 40. As soon as I reply to everyone, there's 40 new messages.
Hold on, Kyle, are you still in the chat, bro?
What happened now?
I need to ask about this, bro.
What happened? Keeks, talk to me.
Do you know? I'm sure it's Heinrich Goes.
Heinrich Goes. Why does it sound so familiar? What happened?
Now I'm not taking out of context because that's why I want to first find out about this.
What is happening, Keeks?
I'm not seeing what the guy said. Maybe he was just doing it to show the skill. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he took 18k to 1 million.
Huh? Heinrich Goes. Who's Heinrich Goes?
He also has a membership. He's in Joburg. That's why I'm asking.
Project G. Heinrich Goes.
But Chad, that's what I'm trying to ask. Like, does anyone actually know the story behind this? Was this like, is that
Where did
Live
you see
Capital?
Where did you see this?
No, I have him on Instagram. Like we've chatted a few times, but I haven't really been paying attention to it. But then I just saw this post now, and he was just like, "Yeah,"
Holy smokes.
and we did it. Truly blessed. 18k to 1 million.
Ready to start his mentorship.
He has a mentorship. That's what I'm saying. Like we've chatted in that a few times, but he's never. I've only seen him post stuff like this. Now I'm like,
Ready. Yeah, that's perfect to start off your...
yeah, is it not? I don't know. So animal in the markets. I've genuinely seen the numbers. Jared, so is that like legit, bro? Do you know?
What's that?
No, Jared saying he's like, yeah, he's an animal in the markets. I've genuinely seen the numbers. But again, seeing the numbers, because what I'm saying, yeah, is does things
bro.
add up? Like, let's put it that way.
Bro, that is crazy. 18 to a mil, bro.
Like that's what I'm
That
asking,
is
yeah.
that is incredible. No, look,
I'm not trying to throw shade at the guy. I
no.
literally don't even know the guy.
I think-
So I can't like give cuck there. That's why I'm asking you guys.
hashtag blessed. How does $5 work, Chris?
Legit
Or-
capital.
All right, my brother. The $5 grid is basically on gold. you go in round numbers. So let's say this area we're currently trading. I'm just gonna quickly switch off our indicator
Hey,
here.
there's our man Sahil.
Toy Indian trader.
Easy, yeah.
Naughty. So the $5 grid, let's just work in this area we're currently at. So the first level is going to be 30.20. So you're just working on $5 grids. So 30.20. Then the next one down from that is going to be 30.15. Let's maybe make a dotted line so it looks a little bit better. Let's do it. Let's thin it out a little bit. Okay, that's better. So then 30.20, then we're going to go down to 30.15. So the idea is that, I don't know how true this is, but the idea is that the gold algo that runs a big portion of the volume on the gold markets and the futures market works in $5 grids. So it's trying to fill orders around these $5 levels for rounding off purposes. How true it is, I cannot state that I heard this from a Wall Street insider or whatever, but the idea is if you go and plot out these $5 grid levels, you'll see that gold just moves in and between these $5 grid levels. Sometimes it will just mess in between them, but for the most part, the idea is, let's say for instance this morning, gold held 30.15. Then your idea would be it would go to 30.20. If it starts to hold above 30.20, you could expect it to go to 30.25. If it holds above 30.25, it will go to 30.30, like here. So you can basically... Whoa! This man is throwing bags at us, Chad.
Oh,
Finish him.
Yo, Chad. Damn, Chad. Kigs, I think we can rent a Kia for 3 days with that money. We're going to get a rental ourselves here, boys, ladies and gents. Thanks so much, my brother.
Hey, shout, brother.
Raps for the team, bro. That's 2 raps and 2 shakes. But yeah, that's the idea, my brother. So the $5 grid, a lot of times price will be somewhat choppy, but it's just a case of if you find a nice anchor point for yourself to trade off, that is what you're looking at. So, yeah, that is the $5 grid. So you can just mark out the area where you are currently at, and you can just work in and between these $5 grids. What you can then do extra is to say you add a 200 moving average. You can try add some 4-hour zones, whatever you like. So for instance, we've got this 30-minute zones. I did say I want to take some shorts if we close below here, but unfortunately just straight one move down.
When I grow up, I want to be the Indian trader.
Bro, that man can be glad he didn't say so you'll
my
make a
brother-in-law.
kak bunny chow.
Wait, who's your brother-in-law? Sheesh.
That's my brother-in-law. I give him what's he wants.
Oh, damn.
Who's his
hey.
brother-in-law?
Sahil.
Oh, really? Kevin.
That's crazy.
Hey, Kevo. Kevowana. Keva.
White boy from Australia.
Hey, Chad.
Things are.
Look,
getting
I'm
exciting
keen.
now.
I'm keen for this, Chad. I'm keen. It's gonna be a spectacle. And I think mid tournament we should get the boys in studio, like mid tournament, like 2 weeks in. We'll pay for the flights.
Yeah.
So he'll already paid for his own flight there. That 1,000 rand will go towards Fly Safari to fly him down. Keegs, we might need to sell some indicators or something.
Hey, bro.
So he'll did give me his, so we're gonna try and like backcode it,
We're gonna start selling some pivots here.
and then then we can get the other guy as well.
Nah, I think Chad. That
No, we
really,
wanna do it over a 4-week period, but I think like midweek we
Yo,
have
bro,
to get them.
That is the new episode of the Ultimate Trader. Sahil versus Trinique. Woo!
Bro, Rydell's already, that man is list for the thing. He already sent me a voice note. He's like,
Chris,
bro.
put up the sales on gold. Show the guys what we on.
bro, I haven't added it. I'll chat to you afterwards. I just want to set it up. We literally rushed from shooting an ad and then came to the office. So
What? The oak will only speak Afrikaans. Sahil can speak Durban to him.
bro, the big thing though
Yeah.
is Sahil has got the entire Indian population behind him, bro.
Oh. I meant to set up a boxing match with that club. Oh, I love this.
Bro, there's some bangers playing out. Jeez Louise.
Hey, USD slowly starting to show us that reversal there, Chad.
The oak will only speak Afrikaans. Chad, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. Look, so Keeks, I still said on the live that I said, bro, you guys can actually do something for a good cause as well. Like, just sponsor part of your thing for like a charity.
Oh, yeah.
Trinique is like, nah, my dude, I'm joking. I'm not giving anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes,
These
my
boys.
dude. Can't even give. He's like, I'm not giving anything away.
I mean, yo, bro, if you, let's say that, I mean, there's 500 on the table.
Bro, you can
you
give
get
a
the other guy's
50.
500. Bro, you could even put 100 to charity, 400 for you just for proving a point. My
Anyways.
bro, I'll give my full bag to charity. Woo! That's my word. Oh!
Finish him!
There we go, Chad.
Oh, Chad, I think that's it. 2Gs is fully going to facilitate this one. If that means somehow we get in to be able to give 500k to a charity,
Bro,
we
you
will
know,
make this
bro,
happen
bro.
for sale.
Bro, you know what? Let's chat about it. Let's fly next week. We go down to Seoul. We do a proper like pre talks.
We
Is
go
to
Trinique
Seoul.
in Cape Town or is he in Pretoria still?
bro, I don't know where it is. But we fly down to Seoul. We go chat, like people get to see Seoul a little bit.
Yeah.
Show like his operation there, like some of the cars. And then I think we can drive up to Trinique. Isn't he in Mossel Bay somewhere?
No, he's Pretoria.
Is he Pretoria?
Yeah.
Okay, then we shoot almost straight from Joburg. From Joburg then to Trinique. And then we do like this episode of Sahil and then an episode of Trinique. And then, what do you guys think? Chad?
Mid-range.
I think that could be lekker, Keeks. What do you think? We
Yeah,
get
bro.
that. We get like this build up, and then while we're getting all of the regulatory stuff in place, then we can start hyping it. And I don't think we can do side bets because then we need a gambling. But I've got okay, Chad.
We're gonna make it.
We'll think about it. We'll maybe do a Stockfell type vibe.
Nah,
Bro, I've got an idea, dude. I've got an idea. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm just gonna mute it. Yeah. Okay. All right. But
All right, we're
I'll
onto
chat.
something.
That could be, and that's still within the regulatory
Yeah,
framework.
then there's no rules broken there.
Yeah. Keep all kids away from
Yeah.
Tunic. Man might have another. Look like an Indian movie. No, we're cooking, yeah, we're cooking.
Bro, you just said I have to show it to you. Hold on.
Wait, is it on your screen?
No. I need to see if it's on YouTube.
Yeah, Chad, gold. Even if you took it there, holy smokes, there she goes.
Bro, please.
So you'll please don't tell me that indicator said we must sell somewhere up here.
Okay.
Then I'm done.
Bro, please can I ask this of you? Chad, you need to hear this. This was shown to me yesterday. It's the funniest thing. Now, please understand, guys, if Chris does decide to show it, this is not meant to be disrespectful in any way.
Wait. Let me first see it. Wait.
Okay.
No,
Chad.
I first need to.
Bro,
No.
When you said that now, I was like, I have to show it to you.
No.
Oh.
All right, Chad. It did. Kevin Hazel. So you animalistic. Alrighty, Chad. Guys, just quick run through. I have to go. My Pekingese is not feeling well. I need to get her to the vet. Nasdaq order flow is still currently bullish, almost 5,300 cons to the upside. It is a little bit sideways here, up and down. You could expect that to the end of the day. Quite a bit of sell limits sitting on top here on the heat map. So that's about 65 points higher. So do just be careful there. Once we hit those levels, 65 points up, that's more or less at that 200 level. That's where price can potentially reject. And US 30 order flow is going down all the way. So this for me is showing that while we are trading up here, this is not because of fresh buying going on. This is actually buyers selling into this market. So if you look on the heat map, you can see there's literally just selling going on here. So at any stage, can US 30 shit the bed? So all I'm going to say is just monitor that level up there. This is the start of the week. Things are already running hot. Do we expect it to continue? It could. But all I'm saying is while we're at these highs, we are diverging. Look at price. Look at the volume delta. We are going up on negative volume. So just be very careful. Gold, unfortunately, somewhat missed. As soon as we held up against that VWAP level there, you can see that volume was coming in and then all the way down from here. This is the 1 minute chart. You can see that volume delta going net negative. And yeah, Chad, just difficult here. We were waiting for the sells below the weekly pivot. That just happened in one fell swoop. I think that's like a 68 pip candle. So yeah, GJ, if you were awake in the session this afternoon, what did we say? Closures above here, bullish. And then we said she'll be trading up here somewhere. Go and check the analysis from the start of the stream if you don't believe me. I'm not going to sell my bot to you. This bot is purely for me and the Project G members. I'm kidding, there's no bot. And then GU is just a mess. But GJ, beautiful. There's that closure above. Me personally, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like GJ. I don't trade it that much anymore. Keeks, closing remarks from your side.
Yeah, Chad, literally, again, we spoke about it. There's no moves happening. Charts are pretty much dead. Dollar not doing anything. Gold had a nice fall off Asia lows, is what we spoke about there. So that played out nicely. NAS USD kind of coming to a halt now. So we'll see what happens. But not going to take anything else there from you guys. So we'll see what we can find on the charts tomorrow. It is still very early days, but that is it. So, Chad, I think, Chris, that's it, eh?
Yeah.
All right, Chad.
Sorry, Chad, I'm going to test yields indicator. Something about the Bunny Chow 3000. Absolutely chows the markets. Is that the name? I'm kidding.
There's a lot of spice with that indicator, Chad.
That's the joke.
But right, Chad, we're going to see you guys tomorrow. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Peace and love, baby. Cheers, Chad.
Cheers.
I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.